hips, 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 hips. There it is.
Holy shit, dude. Owie. All right, YouTube, we are back with another Welty cameo.
Thank you. Thank you.
We just got done playing big, and Welty whoops my ass. I was up PI and lost the second game. He did. His English was not there today because our backboard doesn't work. Then we dunked for probably way too long.
Yep.
And Welty now has about 10 minutes before we got to go. So we're going to hit feet together deadlifts, and if we get to anything else, we'll get to something else. What do you got for the people today, Welty? What has been on your mind?
What's been on my mind? Let's see here. A lot of hockey stuff recently as our summer here at Velocity is coming to a close.
Got a new, ooh, can we say that?
Yeah, we can say it.
Got a new spot coming?
Got a new spot coming.
You excited?
Yeah, it'll be interesting in the next, we have to be out in the next 2 months, I think. We have to be out by October, end of October. Hopefully up and running by like the gym piece out, the actual gym part of it, of the rebuild, we'll call it. Like early November, hopefully starting up on that, but excited for that process. Also stressed as hell for that process, just because we're also, me and my wife are gonna take a quick vacation during that time.
Timing it up greatly.
Yep, timing up perfectly.
Don't want to build out a gym. If you haven't built out a gym before, do everything in your power to avoid building out a gym. It is ass.
It is terrible. But last thing I have for the people, since I'm wearing the shirt.
Rotis don't miss.
Rotis don't miss, Tim Riley.
Tim Riley. Boom. Let's deadlift.
I'm just taking shit out. One of the work.
It's so much. Oh, that was nasty. Ooh. Hey. Ooh. Oh yeah, give me that one. Ooh.
Oh.
Nice. Woo. Oh. Hey. Ooh.
Why do I feel like this is a very high jump? Maybe not. Great stuff, Nate. Great stuff.
Ooh. Yeah, easy. Ooh. Ooh. Oh.
There we go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like
Lift. Yes. We're gonna rip feet together, 10 rep max. Here, opposite of last week where we had those sumo deadlifts, as wide as possible. And this is science. So we're gonna rip 10 rep max and then probably end with a heavy single. Welty said he's gonna hit 500 pounds a day for 10. 500 for 10, is that what he said?
No, I did not say that.
This scab is gonna murder me. Oh, this is gonna be fucking hard, huh?
Yeah. Probably can open your legs a little bit as you go down to get more space. Maybe not. I feel like it looks like an RDL with those shoes. It literally looks like you're doing an RDL.
Yeah, it feels like an RDL.
Yeah, it literally looks like you're doing an RDL. Mine feels a little more deadlifty, but yours looks like an RDL.
25s?
Yeah.
My back felt like shit there, not gonna
Really?
lie. Delay.
No idea how many that was.
8. You got 2 more.
Sorry.
I was wondering what you were doing.
For you, it looks like it's a better pole position. And I don't understand why for you.
Those are gonna be fucking ass, bro. We're gonna have to go to singles soon.
Feel off centered. There it goes, better. How many is that?
2 more.
Very bad at counting.
You got fucking ADHD right now or what?
It was funny this summer. Like we'd write, if we were working out, we'd write like 12 per leg. I don't think there was ever a time I did 12 per leg. I do like 15 or some random. Oh yeah.
Fuck. Oh, my back is fried, dude. How was that?
It was fine. Not too bad, not too great. 315 is definitely doable. It's more of I hate how the bar's just fucking killing my shins.
Just keep it away from your shins like I do.
No, because of my back hurts.
Optimal deadlift.
That one was cardio.
That was cardio?
That was cardio.
Shit. Welty says it's cardio. Alec Blenna says lifting isn't cardio. I say he's full of shit.
Someone put something that. Cardio, so you know.
We're going singles. Ooh, we're going singles. Calling it.
Okay.
My back's on fire. All right, singles. Cardio's done. Whee!
Nice. Good, Siggy.
Whee! Whee! Dude, it feels like a deficit deadlift to start.
Really?
My starting position is ass. Easy. It almost feels like a stiff leg for me. Like my arms aren't long enough to get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you tell that I'm just able to freaking just.
Yeah, no, you're standing from the spot, bro. It feels nice. Feels like a good push out of the bottom, but my back is fucking frying. All right.
Yep. Hips, 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 hips. There it is.
Holy shit, dude. Owie.
I don't know.
You're going 25?
Let's see how this works.
All right. Who hurt you, Welty? If you fucking get this, I gotta get it. God damn it. Come on. Come on! Oh, easy, Welty. Oh, this might actually fucking herniate my disc.
Drive, 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 drive.
No, not happening. Oh, that is all spine, bro.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I couldn't tell after you got it 3 inches off the ground.
All right, so after that despicable and disgusting deadlift session there, my back felt like it was going to explode the whole time, but it was kind of felt like a cool little, like Welty was saying, RDL variation for me. I just need to work on that starting position when those feet are together. That felt like absolute butt cheeks. My back literally felt like it was gonna explode. So we called an ISO. We'll hit some front squats here. We'll hit sets of 10. We're gonna try and keep the sets of 10 pretty clean here. So it might go a little bit lighter than normal. I don't know. We'll see. If we start crushing, we start crushing. But otherwise, I'm probably gonna keep it a little bit light. Get a little quad pump. Hit a couple other sets. Go from there. Let's get it. Welty had to leave to go coach, but mostly because he doesn't like squatting and wanted to leave with a win on the deadlifts. So very high IQ play on his part there. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get to it today with Welty here, is talking about comparing yourself to other coaches and other athletes. And I think it is one of the most dangerous things you can do, and not in the traditional way that is talking about comparison, where comparison is a thief of joy. Yes, that is true, but I think honestly, many people do it in the opposite way. A lot of people do the grass is always greener, and that's a thing, and I get that's like the hallmark talk about things, and yeah, that's not good. I think a lot of people do it the other way, and I catch myself doing this too, where it's like, it's almost like the grass is always darker, right? Like you're just comparing to make sure your grass is greener than your neighbor's grass rather than looking at their grass as always greener, if that makes sense. So it's like you could have done more, but you already beat the person that was ahead of you, or you already beat the person next to you, so you just accepted that it was okay and it was good. And I think the more that you do that comparison to where, oh, I'm just better than that person, so it's okay, the more you start to lie to yourself, and the more or the less you listen to that voice inside that tells you, did you actually do enough that day? Whether it was for your business, whether it was for fitness, whether it was for your sport, you know. And the more you listen to yourself, you know, could you have given more? Could you have given less? Tried harder? Could you have done a little bit more weights? So like those deadlift sessions, like typical person would either beat their training partner, beat Welty, and then feel great about it, or lose to Welty and feel bad about it. I can do those deadlift sessions and know, like, I just wasn't getting that up today. That was my max. That's okay. And then I know I at least pushed to a max deadlift session today. And I just think so many times we start to lie to ourselves, especially when you have a little bit of momentum in life going to where it's like, well, I'm not crushing things, but I'm doing better than that person. I'm not killing my workouts, but at least I'm seeing results and I'm beating people and I'm doing all these things. But you still have that little voice in your head like, yeah, but you're kind of being a bitch. Yeah, but you're really not doing it as hard as you should be. Yeah, but, and I really think you should listen to that voice. That yeah, but voice is telling you, hey, dude, go do more. And the more you compare yourself to other people, the more that you think your grass is just green enough to be good enough, the more that voice starts to shut off and the more or the less you trust that voice. And I think that's a very dangerous cycle to be stuck in. And I think a lot of athletes get stuck in. I hear it a lot. It's like, I'll tell an athlete, it's like, why aren't you trying harder? Why aren't you showing up at this time? Whatever. And everyone's like, well, yeah, but I'm beating this person. Yeah, but it's like, that doesn't fucking matter. That's not your standard, right? And your standard isn't something way above. I'm not going through the whole mental toughness of you need to have like the 1% standard, and I'm not going the below standard. Your standard is your own standard. What are you capable of doing? And setting that standard for yourself, knowing your own abilities, understanding your own abilities. And again, I think it is, you can have people tell you both ways. You can have people help you understand what your standard should be. And sometimes it is needed to be able to be shown your standard. But I really believe we all have that voice to know what our standard should be and what our standard is. And we need to listen to that. And the less we listen to that because we are winning or we are losing, and it can be both ways, the less you are able to trust yourself. And I think that's a very dangerous thing. Live up to your own standards, live up to your own voice. And a lot of really, really good things happen. When it's telling you you're not doing enough, it's because you're actually not doing enough. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Compare yourself to yourself. That's all that matters. And for most people, that's going to push them harder. I think, especially most athletes, it is not a grass is always greener type of thought process. It's my grass is greener than the neighbor's. And that holds so many people back. Stop. Your grass isn't green enough, and you know that. Water it. Let's go. And on that personal standard note, this offseason, I really got to add weight back. I'm 215. I stepped on a scale last night, 215. Bro, I haven't weighed 215 in a long, long time. So when this offseason hits, we are going to get back up to 225. Easy. I got to start eating a little bit more beef. We got to start juicing up that diet a little bit. 215 ain't gonna cut it. I feel fast. I feel fast in the outfield and moving, and I think a lot of it has to do with just the volume of sprinting. Every night sprinting in outfield doing that thing. I feel actually pretty good, but just the strength levels, and there's just a little pop missing, and I think it'll be pretty. I don't want to say easy to get back, but this past off season of weights was just so focused on the swing. I think this off season we're gonna have a little bit more balance of the swing and the lifting, and get after it a little bit more so we can get back up to 220 for sure, easy. 225, 230 would be ideal while still moving. Well, I don't want to be a chubby, fat 230, but just got to add a little bit more mass on. Get back up to that standard, man. 215. I've never seen that number. Bro, what are we doing? Need to lock in. Let's go. One more set. All right, last set here. Might do a little crossover just because my fingies are hurting with those 10 rep maxis. A little soft, but let's rip it. Here we go. Oh, come on. Oh, shit. Oh. My back is gonna fucking hate me at BP tonight. Oh my God, I'm gonna fold it. Shit. Alex says 10 rep max isn't cardio. That's fucking cardio. Goddamn. Here's some accessories. Let's go. Holy shit. All right, grip these single leg stands here. Freaking shot from those front squats, but we got single leg stands here, some split squats, reverse hypers, and then we're gonna keep working on the pinch grip pickups today. Hit 5 rep max there, finish up there. Already did a set of this. This one, absolute money. I've been having that hip issue in that deep tier squat position. I messed up my hip probably a year ago now, squatting kind of at the bottom of the squat coming up. I was like 450, 460 on the bar, pushing up, and something just kind of popped there. Really messed up my squat for a long time. Haven't felt that, but now it's feeling like pretty stiff at the bottom of the squat. I'm having a little bit of issues at the bottom of the squat, so really want to work on that. We got this ball here. I'm going to stand up here, put it in that hip crease here, just like this, and we're squeezing up as hard as humanly possible. Kind of falling out right now. Squeezing up as humanly possible. Just a little constraint here to actively squeeze and pull up into that. Feels like money. Makes that hip flexor cram. It's nice. 30 seconds here. I'm gonna squeeze. Go. Yeah, that one is spicy, feeling good. Really like this one. Really like that extra squeeze. I like single leg stands in general, just to get that hip flexor going. But really, when you have nothing to push against, you can drive up. It feels nice there, but I think it gives you something to drive up against without like getting out of that, like coming into this position. So it keeps it there, but you're also squeezing into it. It's a nice one. Let's go. I think I stole this from medicine through movement, if I'm gonna be honest. Let's get it. Woo! All right, then we're gonna hit the lateral one. We're gonna come up, we're gonna come out, and we're squeezing up here. Not ready for the ball on this one yet. We're just gonna hold for 30. Woo! Nice. I really like this one because you can kind of find the spot on the hip that you wanna kind of grease open and feel, and kind of feels nice. Let's get it. Oh yeah, that's the hip flexor that is not loving life right now. Woo! Nice. I'm gonna hit a set of reverse hypers. I don't know where we go with those. You guys know what reverse hypers are. These split squats, I'll show you those. Those are spicy. And then this pinch grip get-ups. Let's get them. All right, so we're hitting these split squat touches, knee touches. Stole these from Range of Strength. Absolutely fucking brutal. These are so spicy. And I'm not amazing at them. I know it's supposed to be more of a split, but I'm getting plenty of stimulus done from these, don't you worry. So driving through that heel, trying to keep this leg straight as possible. We're not going full straight. I'm gonna great deep hamstring stretch here and deep hip flexor stretch on this side. 25 touches here. Let's get it. Oh my God, those are brutal, dude. Hammy feels like it's gonna tear off the bone. Hip flexor feels like it's gonna tear off the bone. So gas, so good. Need more work on those. Hit the other side, holy shit. Oh, oh my God. Those are fucking absolutely brutal. Feels so good though, in the best way possible. We're gonna finish up with grip pinches and then get out of here. Let's go. All right, we're gonna hit these pinch grips here. I was talking to a guy on a consult yesterday, and we were talking about all of his different training experiences, and he was really struggling to piece together all of the training knowledge that he had. He had gone full powerlifting, hurt himself. He went full calisthenics, hurt himself. And we kind of talked about this journey of, he went full powerlifting, hurt himself, went too hard there. Worked with a guy in his gym that was really good at handstands, calisthenics, had him do like some hollow body holds, felt like he stretched out his back, he felt like a new person, and he's like, oh my God, calisthenics are the answer, this is gonna cure me, and he felt amazing for like 6 months, then went super hard in calisthenics, thought it was the holy water, thought it was the holy grail, and then hurt his elbow, popped his elbow, right? And I think that is a beautiful life lesson for everything that we do. There is no holy grail. There is no one size fits all answer. If you go at something and eliminate your base, eliminate all the other movement factors that you can do, injury and pain is probably going to happen, right? If you just go full balls to the walls in the movement yogi world, or you go full balls to the wall in the meathead world, both of them are gonna lead to massive deficiencies that lead to you feeling like shit, that lead to you stalling in progress. You'll make a lot of fast progress at the front end, but then when things actually, when you go from shit to suck, you'll do that really fast. But when you're trying to go from suck to good or good to great in those things with no base and working on nothing else, injuries are gonna happen. You're gonna get hurt, you're gonna feel like crap. And it's a powerful life lesson there that I was talking to him about. It's like everybody almost said, like we can talk about this all day long. We can talk about balance, we can talk about a holistic program all day long. But at some points in your training career, you're probably gonna have to go experience it. You're gonna have to go full knees over toes and realize that you have no performance, you have no power, you're gonna feel like a piece of shit. And you have to go full meathead, feel like a unit, and then probably hurt something. And I think as much as we talk about holistic programs, I think a lot of coaches and athletes probably just need to experience it. It's really hard to tell somebody you can't just go fully pursue that balls to the walls and expect perfect results, right? But what you can do is, and this is what I was telling them, it's like use 80% of the thing that you're super interested in, whether it's powerlifting or movement yogi, whether it's calisthenics, whether it's speed training, go 80% there. Go really, really hard. You got to obsess over the thing that you're really interested in perfecting. But then use that 20% of the time to work on the other things, work on the things that you suck at. So if you're going full powerlifting, and this is what we work with a lot of powerlifters, like 80% of your stuff is all powerlifting, full meathead, full sends. 20% of your stuff, we're gonna do some sort of movement-based stuff, some sort of spine bending, some sort of crawling, some sort of rolling, some sprinting, some jumping. And that 20% of time, and again, it doesn't have to be your whole program, that 20% of time allows you to fully pursue that 80% for a long period of time. And that's what I was trying to tell him and get across is if you really want to be great at something, if you want to going from good to great at something, it takes 10 years, it takes 5 years, it takes a really, really long time. And for that long time to take place, you have to do it injury-free, or not injury-free, but you can't have massive setbacks. And I think a lot of people go 100% in things way too fast, way too hard. They obsess over it. They think it's the Holy Grail. And 6 months down the road, they're crippled, they're burnt out, they're destroyed. And all they had to do is take 10% off of that 100%, add a little bit of the base in, add a little bit of something else in, and then that kind of is your Holy Grail. You do feel better. You're still able to make a lot of progress, whether it is 10% slower, but over the long term, you're going to make massive gains that you wouldn't have made when you have to take 3 steps back every 6 months. So on that rant, that's something I talked to him about is like pursue the things that you're interested in when you're interested in them. The script stuff that I'm interested in, it's just fun for me. I'm interested in the Olympic lifts right now. I'm interested in softball. I'm going to pursue those things to the max degree that I can, while still keeping in some of the other aspects that I am. And I think once you expand those extremes, if this is your skill set right here, like that video game, like skill tree that you got, you want to bring out that barrier here, bring out these spikes here, while holistically expanding everything at once. So slowly bringing everything out here while you're spiking this aspect, spiking this aspect. And when disinterest comes in one of those spikes, let it come. Let that disinterest come. Leave that skill set here. Go focus on a different skill point here. So when softball burns me out, or I don't think I'm really going to get burnt out of softball. I don't know why. I'm stupidly obsessed about it. The softball burns me out here. I'm going to go over here with the Olympic lifts and explore here. But my program is still holistically expanding, so I'm not leaving anything behind. And I think a lot of people leave stuff behind. And I think that's where the injuries come from. I think that's where the pain comes from. And I think it's where the stall and progress comes from. You get that massive growth from going shit to suck in your first 6 months, and you're addicted to that growth. You feel like you can continue on that progress. But at some point, you're going to get to a point in which you're good at it, and going from good to great takes a really, really long time. And for that long time to take place, you have to stay healthy, you have to stay interested, and you can't burn yourself out. So stay holistic. Don't go full meathead. Don't go full movement yogi. Spend 10 to 20% of your time on things you're not obsessed about, and I bet you get a lot better results on the thing you actually are obsessed about. So let's get after these. Here we go. Holy fuck. Come on. Ooh! It's a send. Come on. Woo. That was a freaking send. Had to assist those. But that's a new PR there. 10, 5, 2.5, and 25's on there. We're growing in that pinch grip. Money. Let's go. All right, YouTube, that is a day. It was all right. Deadlifts, overshot. I knew I wasn't going to get that 455. I don't know why I even attempted it. Talk about not being a meathead with the deadlifts. A total meathead today. I felt my back on 135 today, feeling like shit. Thought I could just rip it because Welty was here, and didn't feel super great. And I think the front squat struggled a little bit from there, but the back was just tight all day. Really not sure what I did. I snatched yesterday, but it wasn't a crazy heavy snatch day. And swings were low yesterday, so maybe it was the car ride. We had a 5-hour car ride for nationals this weekend. Maybe it was that. I'm not really sure, but the deadlifts did feel good up until that 455, in the sense of like I felt the pull, I felt my hamstrings, I felt my glutes, felt good. Just the back was stiff. It wasn't even really the deadlifts that were making the back feel stiff. The back just felt like ass, and then I was deadlifting on top of it. Dunks before that felt amazing. Got a good squat in. Proud of the accessories that got after the accessories. Reverse hypers felt like money. Need to continue to build up those hips. The hips feel just cranky and creaky. I think I probably did a little bit more damage to that left side hip than I want to admit. But again, here's the thing with like doctors and stuff like not doctors, but I think so many people want something wrong with them that they go to doctors and they're like, well, I have this thing. Should I get an MRI on it? Should I get a scan on it? And if you have the money, if you have the resources, if you're super interested in it, go do it. But will that actually change what you go and do, right? If I get an MRI, if I get something on my hip, if I get an x-ray on my hip and they tell me something's jacked up on it, my rehab process is still going to be the same. I'm going to do what I can do. I'm going to avoid what I can't do. I'm going to try to build up things to get to where I can do the things that I can't do. And it's really not going to change, right? Unless I'm at a point where I absolutely need surgery, I really can't move, I'm just in massive amounts of pain, my rehab process is not going to change. So I just save myself a bunch of money and a bunch of stress where I'm like scared of, oh, I have something wrong with my hip. It's like, I know I have something wrong with my hip. You know you have something wrong with your shoulder. You know you have something wrong with your elbow. If that MRI is really going to give you peace of mind, okay, go and get it. If you have the resources, okay, go and get it. I just think a lot of times it does more harm than good. And for a lot of athletes, it gives them, I don't want to say an excuse because I get there is something wrong. I know there is something wrong with your hip, my hip. I know there's something wrong with your shoulder. It doesn't feel great. I get all of those things, and I want to feel compassionate there. But it's like at the end of the day, now you can just say you tore your shoulder up. Now you can just say you tore your hip so you can have a built-in excuse when things don't go wrong rather than just being like, okay, I need to rehab this. Because, again, at the end of the day, if you want to get better, if you want to rehab, if you want to heal, you're going to have to go fucking do it. Having a label around that, I really believe slows a lot of people down. I see it so often. People are just like, yeah, I tore my shoulder. I can't do that. I messed up my knee. I can't do that. I messed up my ankle. My doctor told me this. Yeah. Whatever, dude. Like, we all have injuries. We all have things wrong with us. Does it change your rehab process? Does it change the performance? Does it change your goals? It shouldn't. And if it does, then I think that's holding you back from your healing process. It's holding you back from your performance gains. Again, I'm not anti-MRI. I'm not anti-X-ray. I'm not anti-diagnosis and knowing what's wrong with you. And I don't think that's an evil on the doctors. So, like, I don't think that's a bad doctor telling you something is wrong with you. I think that's more human nature to want to have something wrong with you so you have that built-in excuse. Saban, and I get this is like the mental toughness warrior, but he said something along the lines of human nature is not to become a champion. Human nature is to survive. For some reason that clicked with me because I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. Like our inner voice is really not there to push us to greatness. It's to push us to like reproduce and like just stay all right and stay at homeostasis. And I think a lot of times the more we play into that human nature, the more we let that voice win, the less we really accomplish. The more we have things wrong with us, the more we have a built-in excuse, the more we're going to just naturally, again, I don't think it's a weak-minded thing. I think it's just actual human nature, actually something built into you to where I have something wrong with me. That is why I'm not doing this. Rather than it hurts, I'm going to go heal it. I need to get after it. So just a little thought process on that hip. We all have something wrong with us. I don't know if the MRI and the diagnosis is necessarily going to help you. If it does, again, this is an individual basis, but if it does help you, go and get it. If it does help your healing process and you do feel like you need surgery, I'm not against that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I just think a lot of times it really doesn't change the rehab process. They're going to throw a boot on you for your ankle. How does that help you? Like, what are we talking about here? I think you need to know your body a little bit better, and I think you need to understand where you're at, where you want to go, and change things based off of that, not a diagnosis. So just a thought process, again, not anti-doctor, not anti-MRI. I think a lot of these things are very powerful tools. I just think you need to have an understanding of what that MRI is actually telling you, what that X-ray is actually telling you, and how are you going to use that to help your rehab, to help your performance, to help take you where you want to go. If that MRI tells you something's wrong with you and then you can build a better program off of it, that's amazing and that's perfect. But if that MRI is just going to tell you the same thing you already know and it just slows you down and now you have that built-in excuse, I think it's probably going to slow you down and just cost a lot of money. So just my thought process there. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully we get after it a little bit better tomorrow and next week, especially with the deadlifts, we don't get bodied on those close stance ones. We'll keep growing, keep chopping, feeling great. Let's get after it. Let's go.